Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to review the 2014 paranormal horror movie The Quiet Ones, a film that stars Jared Harris, Sam Claflin, Erin Richards and Olivia Cooke, who's really starting to make a name for herself in movies now. She was in Ready Player One earlier this year, Steven Spielberg film, and I've seen her in a number of things this year. This is a film that I got recently. I've been looking forward to watching for a while. I'd heard a lot of good things about this film, The Quiet Ones. It's been recommended to me a number of times by people. So when I got the opportunity to pick it up, even though I hadn't seen it, I thought I'll risk it and I'll get this one and give it a go. And after watching this film, guys, I have to say I quite enjoyed this film. I thought it was a really well made film. And what is this film about? Well, The Quiet Ones is loosely based on some terrifying true experiments, or so it claims. In actual fact, it's very loosely based. And it's set in the 70s, 1974 I believe, and it focuses on Jared Harris's character, Joseph, who's a professor at Oxford University, I think it is. And he, with a couple of students, want to conduct an experiment, and they bring Sam Claflin in, who is a cameraman. He's not from the university, to record this experiment and document every detail of it. And basically this experiment revolves around Olivia Cooke's character Jane Harper, who to the untrained eye, or according to Joseph, Jared Harris's character, may think is possessed by some evil entity, an evil spirit, but he wants to prove that there's a scientific explanation behind it all, and he wants to, basically cure this patient, as nobody else has been able to do anything to help her. And she's gone from foster home to foster home, and nothing's worked for her, and he's basically her legal guardian now. And that's the premise of this movie, is that they want to do these experiments, or the scientific experiments, record everything in the hope to prove that there's nothing supernatural going on, and almost force her into a cure. As you can imagine, with this being a horror film, there is more than meets the eye here, and there may be more to this Jane Harper than meets the eye in regards to her past and what is going on with her, and may well include real life supernatural spooky things going on. So that's the movie that we get here. Now, I think for the most part here we have a very watchable, genuinely spooky at times and creepy film that is occasionally, or more than occasionally, let down by the director's insistence on including cheap jump scares. I don't know who okayed that in this movie, because I don't think it needed it. This is one of those pretty really well made, well acted horror movies. It's well written, that it's quite a slow burn, but because you're invested in the characters and the performances, you don't mind. And I'm guessing maybe the director thought, this is going to be a bit slow, I need to spice things up, so he would put in occasional jump scares, like people slapping on windows, or even at the beginning of each take someone would slap their hands to it, like show the numbers on the hand or the date, and then they'd slap, and they did that 2 or 3 times throughout the film. They slap, and it was meant to scare you, because they did it so loud. They just turned the volume up on it. And the same again, slapping on windows, or like birds flying, or they must have done at least 7 or 8 cheap jump scares in this movie that really bothered me, and I don't like it because this film didn't need it, and it cheapens the film, unfortunately. The only jump scare that worked was right at the end of the movie. There was a jump scare that made me almost jumped 6 feet off my chair, because at that point I thought, oh, that's it, the film's finished, I can relax, and then boom, we gave you this jump scare, and I wasn't expecting it. That was the only one that worked. The rest of them were just ridiculous, and there was an insistence on turning the sound up for some of the sound effects and some of the music in this movie, that it kind of tried to make the film scarier by assaulting your senses, and again, it didn't need it, because this film was well made, well acted and well written, and they should have just trusted in that and dialed back a little bit on the sensory impairment stuff that they tried to do to you throughout this movie. I like to say, I thought the actor was very good. I thought Jared Harris was excellent in this role. He hammed it up, but he had this fine line of almost a likability factor, but you didn't like him at the same time. It was a very fine line. It was probably a very difficult performance to do. I thought Sam Claflin was excellent in this film. His performance stood out for me because he was so relatable, and he was us in this film. He was like the audience member here, and you could relate to him very well. And Olivia Cooke I thought was outstanding as well in her performance. I thought she gave a really complex, interesting performance. So I had a good time with this movie, guys. I did think the filmmakers let themselves down and let us down as audience members by cheapening it with the jump scares and things. What they actually had was a film they didn't need to do all that to. So for me, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, guys. I think it could have been better, and I think with the cheap scares they put in there, they actually harm the film rather than help it. So that's my review for The Quiet One, guys. Quiet Ones. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for watching. Hi, this is just a quick message from me to thank you very much for watching this video and for checking out the channel. Please do me a huge favour and click that like button. Please leave as many comments as you like on the videos, and of course don't forget to click that subscribe button. And if you do click that subscribe button, click the notification bell as well, so that you never miss out on any content that I put up on YouTube. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you next time on Screen Stars.